Hey everyone, Film Bird here. If you like watching movies, collecting physical media, or just chirping about your favorite films, then you're in the right place. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. It really helps the channel out. Now let me introduce you to your new favorite zombie film, The Return of the Living Dead, a 1985 horror comedy directed by Dan O'Bannon. They're back from the grave and ready to party.
You wanna party? It's party time! We gotta party! It's party time! Do you wanna party?
They're back from the grave and ready to party.
It's party time!
You might be wondering why this movie shares part of its title with George Romero's 1968 classic, The Night of the Living Dead.
Probably be a lot more of them as soon as they find out about us.
While it shares the Living Dead moniker, The Return of the Living Dead isn't a direct sequel. It's more of a wild spiritual successor. Romero's Night of the Living Dead may have pioneered the zombie subgenre, but The Return of the Living Dead rewrote the rules and brought new life to the undead. Today we are chirping about how The Return of the Living Dead changed zombie films forever. Let's dive into it. Sean Van Horn cleverly wrote on Collider that George Romero's zombies walked so that the Return of the Living Deads could run away laughing. While The Night of the Living Dead is a bleak, serious film, The Return of the Living Dead is a hilariously fun movie that blends horror and tongue-in-cheek humor.
What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? We're gonna call the boss.
They've come back to life. They're hungry. And they're not vegetarians.
The graveyard out there is full of people coming out of the ground.
We have a little problem.
What the hell is going on there?
Rabid weasels. What?
The horror comedy genre, one of my personal favorites, creates tense, suspenseful moments, then relieves that tension with bursts of comedy. As the renowned horror director Stuart Gordon once said,
"You'll never find an audience that wants to laugh more than a horror movie audience." And one of the things that I learned was that you better give them something to laugh at, or they will start laughing at the movie itself.
laughter, after all, is a natural way people cope with intense or uncomfortable situations, which are common in horror films. And this further explains why horror comedy works so well. The film begins with two employees working at a medical supply warehouse. James Cameron plays Frank, a manager, who is showing the ropes to his young and inexperienced trainee, Freddie, played by Tom Matthews, as they prepare medical supplies for shipment. Things quickly escalate as they haplessly open a military drum containing a toxic gas called 2,4,5-trioxin, which turns humans into the living dead and reanimates once dead corpses.
Oh, shit! Look at that!
Hey, these things don't leak, do they?
Leak? Hell no. These things were made by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers.
Poor Freddie. What a hell of a first day on the job. The film also follows a group of punks sporting fun names like Trash, Spider, Scuzz, and Suicide as they get caught in the midst of a zombie outbreak. The punk rock soundtrack, combined with the characters' radical, rebellious attitudes, injects a unique punk energy into the film.
I mean, I got something to say, you know? What do you think this is all about? You think this is a fucking costume? This is a way of life.
A vibe rarely seen in the genre before. These quirky characters add a lot of humor as they shift from being careless punks loitering around in a cemetery to facing a life and death situation. Despite the comedic tone, the emotional weight of our characters slowly turning into zombies feels genuine and dire, emphasizing the severity of their situation. One standout scene involves two EMTs trying to check the vitals of two characters as they slowly transition into zombies. They struggle to find a pulse, and by modern medical standards, they're already dead. It's a brilliantly executed moment that blends humor with horror, making it both chilling and darkly funny.
And it's a puzzle, because technically, you're not alive.
The Return of the Living Dead paved the way for modern zombie horror comedy films to be successful, like Shaun of the Dead.
Seconds. Hey, Neil. Yeah, man, I can't really talk now. Oi!
Sean.
Oh.
Zombieland, and one that I don't think gets enough love, The Dead Don't Die.
Oh my God! She's alive?
No, she's not. She's just undead.
Chardonnay.
Holy shit, did she just say Chardonnay?
Yeah, she did. Look out, kids.
Hey, little Mallory.
While Romero introduced the idea of zombies being flesh eaters, The Return of the Living Dead popularized the idea that zombies crave brains. This idea has since become a massive part of zombie pop culture.
Spare my family. Take me. Take me.
The famous scene with the half-corpse being tied down and interrogated by our characters reveals some clear motivation behind their hunger for brains.
Why?
The pain.
What about the pain?
The pain of being dead.
It hurts to be dead. Eating brains. How does that make you feel?
It makes the pain go away.
I found this scene to be really effective. And it actually makes the audience sympathize with the zombies, as they're only trying to quell their pain. This context adds some depth to the zombie characters and elevates them beyond just being evil, mindless creatures. Before The Return of the Living Dead, zombies were slow, lumbering creatures. Romero's films, in particular, portrayed zombies as slow-moving threats that overwhelmed their victims through sheer numbers. But The Return of the Living Dead turned that concept on its head by introducing fast, agile zombies that were relentless and posed a more formidable threat. This innovation paved the way for modern films like 28 Days Later and World War Z, where fast zombies became a terrifying hallmark of the genre. Funny enough, George Romero said explicitly in an interview that
zombies cannot run. I say this definitively, as the grandfather or the godfather of zombies. Zombies cannot run. So anyone who has a zombie running, don't listen to that person. Their ankles would snap. I mean, you know, what did they do? Go and join a spa the moment they rose from the dead? Give me a break. They're dead.
I personally think that O'Bannon zombies are a happy middle ground. They are just as fast as the average human, yet not crazy Olympic sprinters like in 28 Weeks Later. The Return of the Living Dead was one of the first zombie films to reference other zombie films within its universe. In a hilariously meta moment, Frank tells Freddy that the events in the Night of the Living Dead movie were actually based on a true story, blurring the lines between fiction and reality in a tongue-in-cheek manner.
Did you see that movie, Night of the Living Dead?
Yeah. That's the one where the corpses start eating the people, right? Sure. What about it?
Did you know that movie was based on a true case?
Oh, come on, you're shitting me, right?
I ain't never been more serious in my life.
That's not possible. I mean, they showed zombies taking over the world.
Want to see him?
See him?
Corpses.
Soon after that scene, they become the catalyst for this zombie outbreak. This type of meta-commentary adds a layer of wit to the film, making the audience feel like they're in on the joke alongside the characters. It allows The Return of the Living Dead to be playful and satirical about Romero's zombie films, without being disrespectful. The film strikes a perfect balance, acknowledging that Romero essentially gave birth to the modern zombie genre, and without him, we wouldn't have the great zombie films we do today. This respectful homage keeps the tone fun and irreverent while still paying tribute to the master. This self-referential style was later used in movies like Wes Craven's Scream, where the characters are aware of the rules and tropes as they themselves are in the middle of a slasher movie.
That's why she always outsmarted the killer in the big chase scene at the end. Only virgins can do that. Don't you know the rules? What rules? You don't... Jesus Christ, you don't know the rules?
Have an aneurysm, why don't you?
There are certain rules that one must abide by in order to successfully survive a horror movie.
In that movie, they destroyed the brain to kill him. Is that what they did?
The brain, right!
Freddy, Frank, and their boss Bert discuss the rules of killing a zombie as they struggle with a way to dispose of the yellow corpse. They are convinced they must destroy the brain, as that is what worked in the movie, referring to Night of the Living Dead. They eventually are able to pin the yellow corpse to the ground and drive a pickaxe into its skull, only to be met with the agonizing cries of the zombie.
What the hell's going on, Bert? The brain! The brain!
I hit the fucking brain!
Then do something else, for goddammit, the hell's sake!
But it doesn't work. Frank exclaims, "It worked in the movie," and Freddy's response just kills me every time.
It worked in the movie!
Well, it ain't working now, Frank.
You mean the movie line? Oh, Jesus.
We learn that you cannot kill zombies in the same way that you could in Romero's films. This calls for creative solutions. In The Return of the Living Dead, zombies not only become faster, but also practically unkillable. Romero's zombies, which could be stopped with a headshot or decapitation, gave the survivors a sense of control as they had a clear method for stopping the threat. O'Bannon zombies just kept coming. Our main characters learn this the hard way when they try to kill the reanimated yellow corpse by dismembering it, only to find that even its severed limbs continue to attack.
Get it up! Get it off! Get it off! Get it off! Get it off! Out of break!
They bag up the pieces and eventually discover that burning the bodies is the only way to stop the zombies for good. Though even this backfires, as the smoke from the fire leads to even more reanimation. This twist added to the horror and chaos, making the zombies a truly unstoppable threat and amplifying the sense of hopelessness in the film. The Return of the Living Dead zombies can actually talk, expanding their ability to communicate beyond the guttural grunts and moans. This gives the zombies a voice and allows them to share more about their experience of being undead, like we saw in the scene with the half-corpse. It also creates an opportunity for some comedic moments, like when the zombie gets a hold of the radio in the ambulance and calls for more paramedics.
Rescue 7, come in. This is dispatch. Do you copy, over?
Come in dispatch. Send more paramedics.
Well, I guess it worked once. Let's try it again.
Send more cops.
And I can't forget to mention the famous quote from TARMAN. TARMAN is undoubtedly one of the most iconic zombies ever to grace the silver screen, becoming a cult figure in horror history. TARMAN, portrayed by actor Alan Troutman, is memorable not just for his grotesque, dripping black flesh, but for the way he moves, an unnerving, almost boneless shuffle that adds a disturbing appearance to the character. TARMAN quickly became the face of the Return of the Living Dead franchise after his unforgettable appearance in the first film, and he's since become a symbol not just of the film, but of zombie culture in general. TARMAN's image has been widely merchandised, and his likeness has been immortalized through a variety of collectibles, from statues and action figures to posters and t-shirts. The Return of the Living Dead didn't just contribute to the zombie genre, it redefined it. With its clever blend of horror and comedy, cunning zombies, iconic characters, and self-aware meta-commentary, the film introduced a fresh and innovative take on the undead. It pushed the boundaries set by Romero's earlier works, embracing the horror while injecting it with humor and punk rock energy. By doing so, it laid the groundwork for modern zombie films, influencing everything from the craving for brains to the terrifying speed of new zombies. O'Bannon's film forever changed how we think about zombies, leaving a lasting legacy in both horror cinema and pop culture. The Return of the Living Dead didn't just rewrite the rules, it threw out the rulebook, crafting a uniquely fun, terrifying, and enduring vision of the zombie apocalypse. If you haven't seen this movie yet, then I implore you, go watch it. It's streaming for free right now on Tubi, so no excuses. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, because I'm on my way to 50 subscribers. Hey, you gotta start somewhere. Cheers. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.